So the only thing I can figure right now is that God has showed me that this is all a story. And everything that you look at, that pole points to upright faith, tree, true, faithful faith, the etymology. So the only thing I can come up with is this is all a there always has to be somebody speaking before it appears on the scene. This all points to Jesus. The whole earth will be filled with the glory of God, right? It already is. It's just a matter of you seeing it. See that propeller plane? There's a lot of, I don't know if that's yeah, it's a plane. I didn't know if it was like one of those forget what they're called. I know it. What is that called? Put this on pause. A drone. You know, I think there's drones, large drones flying around now for some reason. I started seeing that. I started hearing the propellers go crazy in October. So before a transition into a new dispensation, there always has to be a foretelling. And I'm telling you right now, everything in front of you points to Jesus and his body, the body of Christ. It points to God getting the glory. All this stuff points to Jesus. I spent 10 years of my life decoding. I really spent 12, but it took me 6 to really see it. But then I spent another 4 years just meditating on it. Because it's so deep, you know, it's a lot. And so there always has to be a voice speaking before it appears. And it's not just one voice, it's many voices. You can see the New Age people trying to preach Christ consciousness, right? Trying to say it's all about Christ consciousness. It's all about the I am. And they think they're I am, you know. Well, there's more than just it's more than just man getting the glory. It's God getting the glory. Mankind can't do nothing. Without me, you can do nothing, he said. Everything man does is a little dicey. There's 2 dice in that windshield over there. Dice cube. I put the link in my community channel. The Cube by Jim Henson. So that guy's standing in the cube. He said, "Who are you people?" Things just started appearing and going away. And he escaped the cube. He goes in there to sign the paper to get out of the cube, and he ends up right back in the cube. What is the cube? It's the flesh mind. The 666 cube, the 6-sided cube is the 666 cube flesh mind. And if you're in the flesh mind, you can't hear me. The only way to see outside the flesh mind is have the spirit of truth. Because everywhere you look is the flesh mind, the energy of mankind. Everything that man does in his own strength falls apart. It disintegrates. When those men got together, decided to do a document for the USA Constitution, you know it got hijacked, but it's talking about the freedom of man. But no matter where mankind goes, there's always an authority figure. The children have authority. The wife has authority. The man has authority. Anything down here there's always an authority figure of some kind. And you can see the Jezebel spirit in the people who hate to submit to authority. It's obvious. Jezebel wanted to usurp Ahab and take away his authority. And Ahab let her. And what happened? She had to hire 450 false prophets to project a fake reality and lie to the people and to get people. That's the magician priest class. She couldn't do it on her own. So Ahab was a weak man, and so Jezebel usurped Ahab, took those 450 prophets, changed everything away from what God said to what she wanted. And there's your queen bee system. Now Elijah, he fought. He said, okay, who's the real God? Which God is real? Is it the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or is it the Queen of Heaven? And they cried, and they yelled, and they screamed, they cut themselves, and they did all that, trying to get their God to bring down fire, and nothing happened. And Elijah, he poured water on it, and poured more water on it, and when God burned up whatever it was, a sacrifice or something, it burned it up completely. And so he said, kill those 450 false prophets, killed them all. And so that was Jezebel's flying monkey system. And he killed Jezebel's flying monkeys. And so what happened? She said, before the sun goes down, you're a dead man. So he took off running. She had no power because she got rid of everybody woke up, but she just was so used to power, she thought she could threaten him. And he ran. I think an angel baked him a cake or something. He lost his strength or something. Even if I believe the Bible's true. I believe it's written for our admonition. But even if it wasn't, there's your object lesson. Your object lesson is God uses authority to keep you in perfect harmony with what's real, a worship service towards God. Even if you have a bad leader, the leader has to do things orderly because it's their duty. And if you don't do things orderly, your business is going to crash and burn, or your home's going to crash and burn, or your life's going to crash and burn. There has to be order and stability and people following a routine and people doing their duty and all that stuff. No matter what it is, a business, a marriage, there has to be a routine, a steady state system. You can't accomplish anything in chaos. And this is why sound doctrine is important, to rightly divide the word of truth. Because if you're not rightly dividing the word of truth, you don't have a sound mind. You have an unsound mind. If you have an unsound mind, what happens? Chaos. It's just chaos.